Welcome to a special Christmas episode of Real Life Fishing. Again, for everybody keeping score at home, today is Blanton's. Shouldn't need much introduction, but if you can find it at MSRP, it's a good one. Don't pay a fortune for it though. But Merry Christmas, everybody. Don't really have a whole lot to go over today in terms of fishing lures. Really, the only thing that I wanted to discuss is workshops a bit. And one of the things that I really wanted to get for my workshop, and I kind of held off on until Christmas here, because as it turns out, I got one for Christmas, is get yourself a really nice apron. This is a wax canvas apron. It's made by Hudson Durable Goods. This is really, really nice when you're working with all the wood, when you're making your lures and stuff, and you're sanding, right? You get all the sawdust and chips and shavings and whatnot all over your clothing. And then you leave your workshop and you go in the house and you track that stuff all over the house, right? Apron, you can take this off, leave it in the shop, keeps all that stuff off your clothes so you don't track it around throughout the rest of the house, right? When I'm in the shop here working, I always make sure I wear a respirator. I just keep that stuff out of my lungs, right? You don't want to be breathing sawdust, especially if you're working with cedar for your baits, which is very, very popular for musky baits, the use of red cedar. You don't want to be breathing dust in from that. It's actually toxic. So I make sure to use a respirator, and not only does this keep all of the sawdust and stuff out of my lungs, but it also helps when I'm sanding super glue. You don't want to be breathing super glue dust into your lungs either. Or if you're sanding epoxy, right? Epoxy is basically just plastic. So you don't want to be breathing plastic dust either. So I've got a real nice 3M respirator. And so this is actually the second one that I've had. This is the first one that I had, and it was a little bit less expensive. You can see I took the guards and the pre-filters and stuff off of it, but this is the first one that I had. And the reason that I bought another one is that I didn't realize it at the time that I bought this, but these filters, they're not replaceable. This is a disposable mask, actually. So I don't know if you can see that, but the filters got pretty dirty in this mask, and so I wanted to be able to replace them. They don't come off, so yeah, I ended up having to replace the mask. So now this mask that I've got, this mask here has replaceable cartridge filters and replaceable pre-filters. The other one had the pre-filters as well, but and then the other nice thing about this one too is that if I want to just drop it off so I can talk, like if my better half comes in to tell me about dinner or ask me a question, it just snaps right here on the bottom, and then this loosens up. This goes over the top of your head so that it kind of drops off like this, and then snap this back down again. And these are not a lot of money, honestly. A lot of people will be like, oh, why shouldn't I just use one of those shitty little 99-cent, paper masks or whatever it is. No, A, these are way better. B, you can use these again and again and again and again and again and again and again. The filters and the pre-filters are not very much. They're a lot better than the paper masks. They're a lot more comfortable than the paper masks, and they're not that expensive. This whole setup here, the pre-filters and the covers and the filter cartridges and everything were separate from the mask. But this entire filter setup, this whole respirator, was probably only about $40. And that is a very, very, very small investment to make in your health. So while we're on the subject of safety, I also, whenever I'm got the power tools going, I'd be sure to wear safety goggles like this, right? I don't want to get wood chips or anything else flying up in my eyes while I'm working with that equipment. So again, these are not very expensive. These are Ergodyne. You can get all kinds of them on Amazon, and I mean, you can get pretty expensive, right? Oakley makes safety glasses that are, north of $100, but, you can get a good pair of safety glasses. Whatever you do, really what you're looking for is comfort. Number one, right? Like these guys here, these are not comfortable. You get 3 of them for like $2 at Harbor Freight or whatever. Not comfortable. They're really not. They're also kind of difficult to see out of because everything's flat, and then the sides of them are not exactly see-through. They're clear, but they're not see-through. But these, you know, they wrap around like this, so your peripheral vision is still pretty good. And they're very, very comfortable. And comfort is important when you're talking about safety equipment, because if it's not comfortable, you're not going to wear it. And if you don't wear it, then you don't get the benefit from the protection of it. So that's our Christmas message to you, the viewers. And again, thanks for watching. I really, really do appreciate all 141 of you that have subscribed so far. And I appreciate everyone else that has watched and not subscribed. My goal with every single video, of course, is to gain 1 new subscriber. So if you're not subscribed yet and you made it this far in the video, you just finished watching, please do me a favor. Right down there in the bottom right corner is the subscribe button. Big goofy picture of my trailer with a crooked ass trailer behind it, or my truck rather, with a big crooked ass trailer behind it. One day I'll tell you that story. But go ahead and click on that. And if you like this video, you know, you like my fancy new apron, you guys should get one. Or, you know, the discussion about safety equipment, please. Down there is the like button. Neither one of those things will cost you anything. Take you just a second. I really, really appreciate it. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have yourself a very Merry Christmas.